Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I wanted to make this series on the channel for a very long time. I want to go back through each season and take a look at the old loading screens and just like take a look back on the history of Fortnite, and we can kind of think as we go on, hey, is this something that Epic Games is hinting at that could come into be something of the nothing? They have been tying so much old things into what's going on with the storyline today, so I want to look back on these and be like, hey, you know what, is there something that we could like think about for that revolves around today? Regardless, I just want to take a look at all of these because Epic Games doesn't make loading screens like they did anymore to tell the story, and I just thought it'd be fun to just go take a look at them all because I have been playing since the storyline started, which is in Chapter 1, Season 4, and that's the video that we're going to do today. So this one will probably be a little bit quick for this video, but as we move on, as Fortnite continues to tell the stories through this loading screen, they will get longer and longer. So I wanted to start off with Chapter 1, Season 4 today. If you remember, man, back in the old OG days of Fortnite, the first loading screen that we got, I can make this full screen here, and some of them were related to the story, some of them not. And if you would remember, this whole season was about the superheroes, and it seemed like that was the big thing. It was like, hey, this evil superhero, and then we have this good team of superheroes, and then we thought they were going to clash, but a little did we know that wasn't the case, and it was a little bit kind of like the Ghost and Shadow thing that they reuse, you know what I mean? That's a hint, honestly, not necessarily a hint, but it's like a whole thing that they reuse. So we've seen this storyline more and more. So if you take a look at the description for this one, once again, our heroes must unite and heed the call to action, and you have them all getting together. You see Omega is the big bad guy, and they're all thinking kind of like the Avengers thing. It's just really cool to look back on this. Moving on, we just have some concept art, and I like how they set it at the bottom. I actually don't think I've ever taken a look at the description for these anyways. Moving on, I will reclaim my power, I will gather my allies, I will have vengeance, and at last I am free. So this is the part of the storyline, and again, this was so hype back in the day. This was so hype. It's like, oh, what's Omega gonna do? Fortnite has a storyline. He's out of the prison. The prison blew up because the meteor came down, and it's just really cool how they had all of this like tying in together, because you can see the prison in the background. I know my face cam's covering a little bit. Regardless, Omega is escaping. Moving on, it's just another concept art and another concept art after that, but then we have no, that's another concept art, and this one, I believe this is the LTM for snipers versus like the sniper shootout mode, where it's just sniper duos. That might have been the first one that came out. Regardless, I don't think this has anything to do with the story. I just remember that one being like a loading screen for it. Anyways, going back to the storyline, quiet on the set, the monster of Moisty, scene 23, take 31. Director's notes, he was finally puckering up when it all came crashing down, and it's crazy. And this is where it was, everybody got a little bit confused, like, okay, is this actually like, is the meteor actually coming down? Because it sure seems like that's what it is, and we actually had meteors coming down in game, which was wild. But this is where we started to get a little bit of our suspicions. Everybody was really confused with this, which is really cool. And then we have another showcase art for Raven. Now we have Retribution. I will overpower, I will prevail, I will reign. And it's Omega just getting these armies. I can't remember the name for these skins, but I remember it was a little bit hype when they came out too, and it was like, hey, where is Omega right now? And it ended up being that secret villain lair, right? So it was just really cool. They're going with the story here, and we have another concept art for Rex here, and then we have Showdown in the ultimate battle of good versus evil. Who will prevail? And guys, like, I don't know, like, nobody takes a look at loading screens anymore, but if you didn't play back then, this was so hype because, again, it told the story. We have all the superheroes fighting each other. It kind of reminded me of like Captain America Civil War. So we're back. I want to say this is at the prison because it's all blown up here. Regardless, we have like the Flytrap skin. Everybody hated it back on the time. We were like, why is that on the loading screen? Which is crazy. But these two skins, man, Omega and Carbide, were some of the most popular skins. Everybody had them, everybody wanted them, and they were fighting each other in the storyline. Everybody was a little bit confused. Moving on, we have some more concept art, and this is probably just for an LTM again, just like the sniper shootout. Anyways, after that, we have the that's a wrap. We have the director's notes. That was a crazy shoot, and of course, that was a crazy shoot. Those meteors have crashed down, sure gave us a lot of extra free production value. Glad we survived it. And so it was confirmed now that this evil villain there, we still don't know if it was part of the set, right? But we know that the whole superhero thing, just like Ghost versus Shadow, that was all a distraction, right? Nothing was all together. Like, it didn't make any sense. It was just, okay, that's a little bit part of the story, but something else is going on. We know the rocket's back there, and we saw the rocket getting built. Now, we figured out, because they said that's a wrap, those meteors gave us more production for the shoot. That was real, but all the superhero fighting was fake. The superhero mansion was nothing, and the evil lair, I don't know if this is, there was a lot of questions around that. And anyways, moving on, brings us to, well, I'll show you this one really quick. It was just a concept art for Zoe, but this brings us to the final loading screen of the season, the Visitor, from beyond the unknown to the center of Dusty Divot, part of the blockbuster set. And this is the Visitor coming down. Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember how crazy it was when the Visitor came in and the storyline was first kicking off, and there was a whole Fortnite storyline? The meteors were coming down, there was a pod in the meteor, and just the Visitors out here, the rocket launch, everything about it was absolutely insane. This is the very first time we ever saw the 7. It was so hype. I was right there, man. I was right there from the beginning, and I was really, really excited to see all this. But guys, with that being said, I understand this one would be a little bit quick. I don't know how I've been gushing through these loading screens, but as we move on throughout the seasons, Epic Games is going to tell more and more of a story. So I want to make this a series. It was just taking a look at the start of it, Chapter 1, Season 4. Very, very interesting story, and I can't wait to see as we move on. I'm going to make more of these videos. I'm going to update this, and so if you guys want to stay tuned, if you're new here, subscribe. I would appreciate it, guys. What was your favorite loading screen? Did you play back then? Let me know what you thought about the storyline. Like, what were you speculating back at the time? Please let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you are new here and enjoy the content, please consider the like button to help the channel a ton, and subscribe if you're brand new. Check the description down below for links to all of my other channels, as well as link to Real Ember on Fiverr. Will take care of all of your YouTube thumbnail needs. Remember, guys, thumbnails are the most important part of your video, so let Real Ember take care of that for you. And lastly, if you'd like to use my support creator code in the item shop, it is code Clen, #anime, #Epic Partner. Thank you so much for watching again, everybody. I will see you in the next video. Take care.